Shh.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Scream Sanctuary.
Hello, you beautiful people. It's Phantom beckoning at you again with the dank dabs.
And there goes all your viewers.
This is not the audience for that. So this is going to be the second installment of the podcast that we were just doing because we kind of went off topic. First one, go watch that one, was about Christmas-related stuff.
As well as spoilers
And
galore.
lots of spoilers, so like if you don't like being spoiled, don't watch it.
So what we were just talking about at the end of the first podcast, we're going to continue on it. Found footage films and why they are, I'd say they're underappreciated.
Yeah.
You want to start or you want me to?
I mean, I guess because your favorite one is Blair Witch. So
My favorite movie of all time. I had two of them, actually. One of them's a semi-shot found footage.
Mm-hmm.
The other one is a full found footage.
Mm-hmm.
My first one, the top spot, it's tied with this other one, but the top spot goes to Blair Witch.
Mm-hmm.
The Blair Witch Project, the first one, not any of that other shit, will be probably one of my favorite movies of all time for the rest of eternity.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I love the way it was shot, I love the way it was marketed, I love the way everything.
Yeah. Well, Blair Witch, the most recent one,
Was good.
I believe it was only called Blair Witch.
It was just called Blair Witch.
That movie was so good, and there's one reason why I loved that movie. Spoiler, is because they show the house in the end.
They showed the house in the end of the first one too.
But they showed the house in depth.
Oh, okay.
Like,
More so.
they were actually walking through
That's
the
true.
house.
That's true. That movie.
And I think that that's what kind of drew me to that whole series and why I came back to watch that second one is because of that. Because I was so interested in, like, what does this place look like? Because the whole first movie is based around finding the house.
Was actually. Sorry. It's actually about finding the first Blair Witch.
Well, yeah, but then they stumble upon
The house. And the ending of the Blair Witch confused and pissed off a lot of people. I don't fall in that category.
Yeah, I mean,
I love the ending.
yeah.
Because you have to watch the movie to get it.
Yeah.
It took me 2 times only to get the ending of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, now I know why people hate it.
Yeah.
I love it, though. It's the
Yeah.
same reason I like pretty much every psychological horror game. It's the reason I
Yeah.
like Silent Hill 2. You gotta play it again to understand it.
Yeah.
Games like that, or movies like that, they're really interesting.
Yeah.
But found footage is a medium. I guess I'm going to ask you this question. Do you ever see the movie Cloverfield?
I've seen the first one.
The very first one.
A little bit of it.
The only one.
A little bit of it.
The only one that I care about, at least in regarding to this conversation. Because it's the only found footage one.
Yeah.
So you remember it, though, loosely.
Yeah.
How found footage it was?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's about aliens and all this other
Mm-hmm.
stuff. Do you consider that a horror movie? I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Well, it's the same thing I consider Signs a horror movie. A lot of people consider it science fiction.
Signs?
Signs, yeah. Shyamalan?
Yeah.
Signs?
Yeah, that one. The one where the aliens.
Water, substance
yeah.
in the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
70%. They landed on a 70% planet full of water. We're not going to go into that plot. Talk about Shyamalan and horror later. I mean, he did direct a few horror movies. So. Devil.
But yeah, I mean, when it comes to like alien movies, and I guess we can go into this a little bit too. There's a movie called Dark Skies, I believe is the name of it. It used to be on Netflix. I don't believe it is anymore.
Weird.
I still have not finished that movie. I've tried watching it twice, and at the same part, every single time I have to stop watching it because I creep myself up.
It's so weird. Yeah. I didn't know it was about aliens. I thought it was about ghosts.
It's aliens, yeah.
The
first time I watched it, I was actually
I watched it, but...
by my aunt's house. I was by Kathy's house.
Yeah.
And,
who's her aunt?
Yeah.
I guess she didn't get that.
And, yeah, the first time I seen it, I was by her house. She said I had to watch it. It was so good.
It was.
Made her turn it off.
It was good. It was a solid movie. I don't think it was worth calling it a horror movie, though. I mean,
and then I watched it by myself. Tried to watch it by myself. That didn't happen. For some reason, aliens just scare me. for some reason.
That's ironic.
Yeah.
Like the alien, or like
No, like
movie aliens?
alien-based movies.
So the movie Alien could scare you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What about the game? Alien Isolation?
It probably
The alien will hunt you?
It probably would. I know at one point I wanted to get it because I know it's supposed to be a really good horror game.
I have it. If you want to do that for your channel, do a review of that for your channel.
Yeah.
I hate it, but you know, I'm gonna come out and say it right now. Alien does not scare me. Aliens do not scare me.
Aliens, for some reason, always do it for me, and I think it might be because of Signs. Because that was the first, like, alien movie that I seen was Signs.
We're getting off topic.
Yeah. We're supposed to be talking about found footage right now.
Yeah, Cloverfield.
Yeah. I do think it falls more towards, like, that action, like,
Sci-fi.
thriller, sci-fi.
I see. I get more of a thriller sci-fi vibe. Especially what they've done with the series now. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's
like
weird.
Got John Goodman or whatever his
That
name
movie
is.
was good.
Was it?
I loved that movie. So freaking good. Cloverfield, when I remember watching it the first time, I was super young and I didn't appreciate horror then. And I was like, what the hell is this ending?
Yeah.
Because it ends abruptly. Like, and not even in a good way at all. I'm not going to spoil it because we spoil everything so far on this podcast. Go watch Cloverfield if you haven't. If you have, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The first one.
Well, I know the first one was, like, critically acclaimed.
It was a bummer.
Was it?
The
I remember
ending
a
was a
lot of people
bummer.
liking it.
No, it was a great movie, but the ending was such a bummer.
Well, that's a lot of horror movies.
But, like, there was no chance.
Yeah.
Like, there was no chance that now obviously they're expanding the Cloverfield with they came out with 10 Cloverfield Lane, which is the John Goodman one you were talking about, which that movie John Goodman's not even in the next one, I don't think. I only saw portions of the Paradox, the Cloverfield Paradox.
Wasn't that like a Netflix special?
I think it's like a TV movie.
Yeah.
And they threw out horror and went for sci-fi 100%.
Yeah.
Like, but I wanted to be more scared about the aliens. They blew up the freaking Statue of Liberty and everything. Like, now granted, Planet of the Apes did it first, but like, I'm talking about, damn you all to hell! You blew it up! Like, no, but like, I don't know. I wanted to see more. And then that was my first exposure to found footage, was Cloverfield. Then
over Blair Witch.
Yes.
Really?
Then came Blair Witch. I stayed home from school. I was sick. I was throwing up.
Cloverfield came out like 10 years after.
2008.
Yeah.
Came out 2008.
Yeah.
I believe.
Blair Witch came out way
like 90
before that,
something.
Yeah.
But I was staying home and I watched the sci-fi version of Blair Witch. I liked it so much and I was so invested. I went out and got a copy of it on, we'll say, legal sources, because then you can't sue me. 20th Century Fox or whatever you are. I don't know who owns the rights to Blair Witch, so whoever you may be, I legally bought it. And watched. I did actually have a DVD at one point. I don't know where it went, but it is still one of my favorite movies because of subtlety.
Yeah.
And how invested everybody is, and the dual ending possibility of a murder. In case anybody doesn't know, go watch Pat's game theory or film theory about it, because literally I'm not going to plug Matt Pat's channel, because while he's a cool dude, he gets more views than us. He doesn't need our help. But I think that it's just a great movie.
Yeah, Blair Witch was the first found footage movie that I watched.
And did you want more of it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Blair Witch 2 came out, and everybody hated it.
Yeah, and then Blair Witch
came out.
Drop Project is
awesome.
Yeah. That
Love
one
it.
Came out, I believe, like 2012-ish, maybe
No,
later. It was
like 2016, 2015-ish.
It was like after 2010 for sure, though.
Definitely go see it. If you haven't, go pick it up on DVD. The other one that I have, really good. It's semi-found footage. Found footage takes place in the movie. Sinister.
I've seen a little bit of Sinister.
Sinister, the first one, not the second one. The first Sinister is one of my favorite movies. It is that subtlety, and it's somewhat a slasher film, but not.
Yeah.
Do you know what it is about, or no?
A little bit.
It's about a ghost. I don't know. I don't remember off the top of my head if it was. I think it was. It's a spirit possessed to a house. Everybody who moves in the house winds up dying. And then when they find the new owners of the house move in, they find a crate full of tapes of the families getting executed in different ways. One of them's by a lawnmower, one of them's by fire, stuff like that. And the ghost is in every single one of these. Well, then the ghost starts tormenting them. And there's one scene in the camera where he's got a camera or like a picture of the ghost up and on his laptop, and the ghost's picture, it moves and looks at him, and then he looks back at it and moves back. That's detail that I love.
Yeah.
And the character design of that ghost is so good. Oh, it's one of my favorite movies. Sinister is awesome. If you haven't seen it, it's such a simple concept, but they do it so well.
Yeah.
So good.
I briefly mentioned quarantine in the last episode because we were talking about jump scares. But I feel like, I guess while we're on the topic of found footage, I can go in more depth with what I was talking about.
Right.
With the whole thing, how... and this is personal preference, obviously. When it comes to jump scares, I kind of touched on, I don't feel like... When it comes to movies today, jump scares are, like, way overplayed. Like, I feel like they're done poorly. They're used way too much. Like... Safe to say, for me at least, I think horror movies kind of rely on jump scares.
Right.
Because they're cheap. And it does the job for the most part. For most people, it doesn't do it for me because I'm not into it. But
yeah,
when jump scares, I think, shine, and it's mostly because of the fact that found footage films are kind of reality based.
Yeah.
Or at least they feel like that when you're watching them. Jump scares can feel a little bit better when it, especially quarantine, because quarantine I felt like did it well.
I don't know if it was in Quarantine or Wreck. They're both the same movie.
Mm-hmm.
They literally are. One of them's just Spanish and Japanese. The other one is American. Though I watched the Spanish one.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked that one.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Wreck, I believe, is also on Netflix.
It's good. It's literally the same. I'm pretty sure it's just the Spanish version of the same movie.
Yeah.
But it's still good. I don't know what it is. There's that one scene where all of the crazies are just running towards her.
Yeah.
Where they're recording, and it's just so scary. And then the ending where she gets dragged away.
Yeah.
That's like the best. I don't know what it is about that movie that does it well. And again, simple plot.
Yeah.
It's literally just a bunch of stuff that you could do so well that's simple.
Yeah.
Horror. I feel like horror movies, found footage horror movies, are the reason that I love horror, because they are simple. Mm-hmm. They're so simple.
Well, that and like
we could make one.
There comes that whole realism too.
Yeah, it feels like you're actually there. It feels like you're literally watching a tape you shouldn't be watching.
But more so, it feels. Oh, that's another one. Creep too.
Oh, Creep was so good.
That's technically, I guess.
Creep 1 and 2. We like 2 more than 1, which is surprising.
I guess we can kind of talk about Creep.
If you if you guys haven't seen Creep, it's a Netflix series.
There's
like
two movies.
Go watch it.
The first one gives you a pretty good basis. The second one
shines.
is like where that. And I won't spoil too much. I will say that there is a romantic factor in the second one.
Kind of.
That it's weird.
It's a tension.
Yeah, there's a lot of like romantic tension between two of the characters, but that's the reason why I really liked it.
You have to go into Creep 2 though after watching Creep 1. You won't get anything if you don't watch Creep 1.
Yeah.
Watch the first
one. Well, because
one.
within the first like 5 minutes it refers to the first one. So.
Yeah. So watch the first one. Definitely watch Creep 1. And then watch Creep 2. And then just experience Creep 2 for what it is. Because it's just some different type of horror movie. Mm-hmm. It's something real.
Yeah.
It's weirdly real. Not even, like, some of it's hammy. But for the most part, this could happen. And you wouldn't even know it could be happening. You know? Like, stuff like that. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
That movie was so great. And we didn't come into it expecting anything.
We thought it was gonna be like
A joke.
so cheesy.
And the first one we were both like, okay, it's okay. And then the second one came out and you were like, where do they even go from here?
Yeah.
And then they took it better.
Yeah.
Took it in the right direction. If they make a third one, we're watching it.
Well, that's because I think that they played off of that tension between
Yeah, it made
him
it
and
more better.
the other character, which I won't spoil, but
It better.
yeah.
Go watch it. It's on Netflix, I think, still. I don't know if it is still, but I'm pretty sure it is.
It should be.
If it's not, go find a copy. It's good. Go watch it. 1,000 times over. I'm just going to keep saying it until you actually watch it. Go fucking watch it! Counters we mentioned briefly in the first podcast.
Or Grave Encounters.
Grave Encounters, I'm sorry. Yeah, Grave Encounters. That one's about the Ghost Adventures like crew. Like a ghost hunting team that does a show. And they go into an abandoned sanitarium. And some stuff happens. And you need to see that movie now. Because it's a very good movie. It's a solid movie. Character design for that movie is just amazing. The enemy design, antagonist design. Just say any found footage ghost films that are not Paranormal Activity or Grave Encounters, because there is a second Grave Encounters movie. Like any of the ones we mentioned, those are all solid movies in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I would highly recommend watching all of them.
Yeah.
I don't know. Now Cass is gonna really. She's starting to get in the territory where I don't know much, so I'm gonna be listening now.
So there's a movie I just Googled a bunch of found footage horror movies because I know there was more that I was thinking of. Houses October Built. It came out in 2014. It's a found footage type movie where well, I guess I can read the short synopsis for it. It's looking for a good fright. 5 friends set off on a road trip to discover the scariest haunted houses.
Right.
As their trip seems to reach the dead end, strange things start to happen and becomes clear that the haunt has come to them. So this one came out in October, obviously. It's a Halloween-themed movie. Basically, a bunch of friends, like the synopsis said, that they basically want to go to a bunch of haunted houses.
Okay.
And the people who are, they're supposed to be dressed up as actors, they end up, taking people hostage, is the short of it.
Okay.
And the friends, how it becomes a found footage film, is the friends are recording, their experiences. So it's kind of like a compilation of what they...
Is this supposed to be a Rob Zombie film?
No.
Okay. I just want to make sure, because it sounds like something.
Yeah. It's really good, though. I was not expecting it to be as good as it was. So.
Well, what, you can keep talking about what you like about it.
I mean, that's really all I can remember without rewatching it. I do remember it was... And it's kind of one of those things where, some people would find it kind of cheesy and, not a very good movie, but it's, a preference thing, I guess.
Which, I don't know if you noticed, most found footage films... Oh my god, there is one. I just thought of, too. Have you ever heard of the Poughkeepsie tapes?
No, I have not.
Don't watch it. If you're squeamish, don't watch it.
Okay.
It's a messed up movie. It's a really messed up movie. There is one scene in that movie that everybody knows about. It is the saran wrapped woman.
It just sounds weird.
It is freaking weird. It's a weird movie. Okay, so what the premise of the Poughkeepsie tapes is this. There's cops that raided a house and they find 52 tapes.
Right.
All of them of different people getting killed.
Mm-hmm.
And they show you the tapes and they allow you to kind of figure it out. Now the thing is this is loosely based off of a real murder spree that nobody ever got caught.
Sounds interesting.
And the thing is, though, is most of these murders are messed up. Super messed up. The saran wrap woman comes to mind immediately. Let me see if I can find it so that way. It's Poughkeepsie is a town in New York, by the way, in case anybody's wondering. These tapes, though, they include people getting tortured a lot and stuff like that. This is the one that everybody knows, and nobody's gonna see it. It's just a still image, so it's nothing that anybody's gonna know.
Mm-hmm.
It's this image right here. It's a woman with saran wrap over her face, and then a man crawls in on all four hands, and he has a mask on the top of what would be his head.
Mm-hmm.
But his face is like aimed towards the ground. It's super weird the way he crawls in, but it's this here, right here, perfect. That's how he crawls in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I
he's
was
on all
trying
fours.
because it was at a weird angle.
Now the way it's shot is you see her face. You
Yeah.
don't see anything else. You just see her face. On his hand are 3 syringes.
Ugh.
He injects her with all 3. Now there's saran wrap on her face, so she can't breathe except her nose, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. Not even. Yeah, barely. It's her mouth.
Yeah.
She starts vomiting blood after that.
Oh.
And chokes to death on her own. Yeah, it's fucked up. Go ahead and just censor that. There's another one where he cuts a chick's head off and like replaces it with something. Here's another one that it's literally like it's like bondage, but it's like way worse, obviously.
Yeah.
These movies are just messed up. He cuts open a pregnant woman's stomach and replaces her baby with her boyfriend's head, sews it back up.
Ugh.
Stuff like that. It's messed up. It's literally just a bunch of what are those things called? Snuff films.
Yeah.
That's all pretty much it is. And I'm not gonna lie, I haven't seen the movie.
Yeah.
I've seen that one saran wrap scene, and I said, nope, I'm good. Never gonna touch this movie. JJ showed me it. My cousin JJ showed me it.
Yeah.
And after he showed me that, I never wanted to touch horror movies for like another year. Because it was just so messed up. It's messed up. It's a messed up scene. And the fact that you come up with that creatively just shows that you have some kind of weird creativity that nobody else does.
Yeah.
But
Conspiracy, which me and you watched.
oh yeah, that movie was weird.
Yeah. Which isn't... It is horror because the end of it is, like, creepy.
So vague.
Yeah.
That movie, I remember really liking that movie.
Yeah.
And it was so low budget, and I really liked it.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it was about it, but it was that open to interpretation ending again.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. That was a good movie. That was a scary movie.
But the whole plot to that was basically, there was, like, a...
cult.
Underground, like, political cult. Kind of.
And the main characters infiltrate it.
Yeah.
And it's all found footage. And it's super...
And they're kind of doing,
creepy.
like, a documentary on one guy who is into conspiracy theories. And he has this conspiracy that there's these underground, like, political people.
that are controlling things
Yeah.
in the world. It's a good movie.
That basically they control what the news puts out and what people as, like, outsiders
Get you now.
see.
Yeah.
So,
And people who understand that stuff, they get taken away.
yeah.
You don't know what happens to them.
Yeah.
It's assumed they get killed,
Yeah.
but you just kind of don't know. That movie was really good. I remember we watched that late at night at my house, and I really thoroughly enjoyed that movie.
Mm.
A lot of these found footage movies leave the ending open to interpretation because usually the camera ends up getting broken or flips out.
Which, I mean, does technically fit the plot, too, in most found footage movies because
They're
it comes that, they're found. You shouldn't know what happens in the end because it's assumed that, hey, the camera probably dies and you don't get to see what happens in the end. So.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of these movies, for example, again, the Poughkeepsie tapes is just really weird. A lot of weird imagery, a lot of weird stuff like that. I don't know. I think that all these found footage movies are messed up in one way or another.
Yeah.
What do you think of technically it's found footage. Unfriended movies.
I've never seen them. I I'm weary of the concept.
The first one was garbage. I'm just gonna come out and say it.
I know that.
Everybody came out and said, "Oh, this is so innovative. They're using Skype." No, that people were doing that in 2006. Like that.
Wasn't the second one supposed to be like around the deep web?
That's where I'm getting to next. I saw the dark web one.
Was it? How was it?
I liked it way better.
Yeah.
There is a force that is going against them, and it's not a ghost. And I really like that it's... I like how they kill people in that movie, and it's really messed up to say. There's a hitman coming after, like, all of them.
Yeah.
Which is realistic.
Mm.
It's just so weird. That... And this is off the heels of that one game, too. The, Welcome to the Game 2.
Yeah.
I love that game.
Yeah.
I beat it.
Did you?
Beat it. That game's hard.
Yeah, I remember watching. I think it was Markiplier who played it.
Yeah. It's good. It's a good. It's a fun to watch. It's oh god, it's stressful to play. It's one of the worst stress-inducing things I've ever done in my life. Is that one? And it's just.
I feel like the concept of the dark web is just very intriguing. Like, it's scary.
I don't deal with that.
To think about what goes on. Like, obviously, I would never go on it.
Don't.
You wouldn't.
I have, but I don't want to go back.
But, like, the whole idea of there being, like, this underground stuff, like, that we don't know of, like, besides what we know on the internet, like, that's scary.
Yeah.
To me.
I don't mess with that.
And then that goes into the whole thing, like, all these YouTubers do the whole, like... Unboxing thing.
Why would you do
that? It's beyond me why you would even want to risk that.
Okay, even a P.O. box, right?
Yeah.
Say you drop it off the P.O. box. How do you know they're not watching that P.O. box?
Right.
How do you know they're not watching where you're going? They get your plate. The second you grab what's in that P.O. box, get your car, get your plate.
Yeah.
They can look up the plate, saying where you're with.
Yeah.
Don't fuck with the dark web. I don't like I don't want to swear, obviously, but I cannot stress it enough. Do not fuck with the dark web.
Yeah.
It is not a place you need to be. It's not a place you want to be. It's not a place you need to be. It's not a place you need to go to.
Yeah.
Okay? It's not fun. It's not cool. I've seen some bad things on the dark web.
Yeah.
Okay? Don't go. Nobody watches this video. Don't go on there. You can't say it enough. People are still going to do it.
Yeah. No, I know.
And then they're going to get what they paid for, quote unquote. I mean, the only thing you can get anything off there, too, is if you use cryptocurrency anyway.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there are ways around it, obviously. You can use cash and stuff, but... People have sent me links to the dark web, pretty much. Sent me links in the dark web. And, yeah.
How does that even work, though?
You need Tor.
I was going to say, don't you need the browser?
Yeah, but you can't...
So if somebody was to send you a link and you don't have Tor on it...
Well, it's just not cool. Okay, let's just put it that way. It's not a fun time. This isn't something you just hook up.
Well, no, I know, but that's my question is, if somebody was to send you a link, hypothetically it sends you a link.
Technically, you can open any link as long as you...
But you wouldn't be able to access it because you don't have Tor.
You can, but it's
there would have to be a workaround,
and people watch your computers.
That's all I'm asking. I'm not.
There is a workaround.
Encouraging
there's a
anybody.
There's a workaround. There's always a workaround to everything, except you're gonna get caught by the police. Police are always up on people in the dark web.
I know.
And I don't know why, because like even if you just log into the dark web, they'll probably target you.
Mm-hmm.
Me saying that I've seen stuff from the dark web is probably going to be like, hey, knock on the door any minute, 911. So as soon as this video goes up, we're going to get fucking swatted. But yeah, no, don't mess with the dark web. Unfriended dark web is better than unfriended.
Yeah.
Because there's a threat.
That's what this is about. Unfriended.
Yeah, no, we're going back into unfriended. Unfriended dark web is great because there's a threat.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm glad that they took that direction with it. I still have to see the movie, but I feel like the whole dark web thing and how they tied that in, because it is something that's definitely more modernized.
Okay.
Like, it makes it creepier. Because the dark web as a whole, it's a scary place. But, like, for them to take it there, I think it was a good thing for them.
I think it was a better thing because, let's be honest, I'll be honest with you, when I watched Unfriended 1, bless you, when I watched Unfriended 1, that movie was bad.
Yeah.
Just wasn't
Well,
good.
then I feel like it was kind of past its time, too.
Well, Skype is so old.
Nobody uses Skype anymore.
FaceTime, Google Duo. I mean, I don't hear a lot of people using Google Duo, but FaceTime.
Yeah.
A lot of people use Skype
I
still.
used to use Hangouts with you.
Google Hangouts stuff. Well, Hangouts is no more. It's Duo.
Yeah.
So stuff like that. I don't know. It's just, it doesn't make sense now. I mean, now people still use Skype, not as much.
Yeah.
It's more of a Discord or you know.
I think
stuff like
Skype is more like a businessy type.
It is. It's definitely way more businessy. It's definitely more meant now for businesses. It used to not be, but now it is.
Yeah.
So.
We're
But
off topic.
Unfriended is a weird movie series because it's one of those movies, just along with Creep and everything else in this found footage genre. It's a movie which is weirdly better than the second time than it is the first.
Which I feel like it's hard to do.
Yeah, I don't know. Because I feel like
Creep did it too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Creep and Unfriended.
Yeah.
Both did it. I mean, don't get me wrong, Unfriended 2 was still just an average movie, but it was way better than the crap they gave us the first movie.
Yeah.
And the budget is nothing.
Yeah.
Literally, like, you could have the actor sitting in the trailer.
Yeah.
And it would pass for a room there. So.
Yeah.
They aren't sitting in a set, you know. But it's all up to the viewer, I guess, on what you guys want to watch in terms of found footage. It sounds like we both like the found footage genre a lot. So, I mean, Creep, Blair Witch, Sinister, I mean, that's kind of, again, a hybrid movie.
Yeah.
Cloverfield was okay. Unfriended 2 is better than 1. And what else can we say, I guess, about found footage? What's your favorite movie moment from those?
Favorite movie moment? I mean, Blair Witch and Quarantine are the two that stand out for me as the most memorable.
Girl getting dragged away and...
What, from Quarantine?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
that and when the crazies run after her. That one.
That and that the very last scene before the movie ends.
When she gets dragged away.
Yeah.
That, Blair Witch, also The Corner. Everybody remembers The Corner.
Everybody
remembers the ending. Stand in the corner. Which they also nodded to in Resident Evil 7 without even meaning to. I don't think they meant to.
That, and I'll tell a funny story while we're talking about...
Resident Evil 7! Perfect example.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess it is found footage.
A lot of the gameplay in that game.
Yeah.
Super found footage.
Mia, you find a lot of her tapes.
Yeah, that's a great addition to that.
Go play Resident Evil 7 if you haven't played it.
Oh, no, seriously, dude. Oh, God, can we do a horror game podcast soon?
Yeah.
Yes.
What was I going to say, though? While we're on the topic of Blair Witch, I guess I'll tell a funny story. One of my other favorite moments, and this is... I need some context before I tell the story.
Okay.
If anybody remembers the part in Blair Witch, I'm sure you remember it, the part with the sticks. Where they make all the stuff out of the sticks.
Yeah.
So when I was about 14, maybe, it was right before I started 8th grade, me and my mom went to a concert called Mayhem Fest. If people are into the whole metal genre of music.
Which chances are, if you listen to horror stuff, then yeah, you kind of are.
Yeah, so we went to Mayhem Fest. It was the year that Korn and Rob Zombie headlined, and it was in Missouri, the one that we went to. We got there, we spent the night at the hotel, and then the concert was the next morning, or next day. That night, because obviously we got there at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon or something like that. We had the whole entire night to kill. My mom took the guest towels.
And arranged them?
And arranged them into the Blair Witch, how they tied the sticks together from the movie. And I remember she went into the closet of the hotel and was shaking the door. And she had me recording it like it was a found footage. It was on my camera. It was bad quality camera compared to what we have now, because this was like 2009. But she's in the closet. I'm trying not to laugh. And she's shaking the closet door.
Yeah.
Going, there's something in there. What's in there?
What's in the box?
Look. And then I slowly take the camera and rotate it to the floor.
Yeah.
And there's the Blair Witch symbol. So that's a funny memory for me.
Oh, boy.
Because that was like one of her favorite movies too. That was one of the first movies that I watched as a kid, was Blair Witch. So
Blair Witch is a good movie. I mean, it's a good way to introduce horror without scaring the crap out of your kids.
yeah,
So, really wish I would have saw that first
I was just
instead of
scared
Wrong
the
Turn.
crap out of, because I mean, House of Thousand Corpses was like one of the first movies I watched.
You
I
want
think
to
that's it.
discuss? All right. Well, that would be the end of episode 2 then. I'm gonna plug everything.
Okay, 15 seconds.
I can't count. I'm from Wisconsin. I'm illiterate. Because that means I can count. I can't count apparently too. How about this? I'll just say this. Go follow me on Twitter at itsphantom_ with a 0 instead of an O. I'm sure it'll be in the description.
Yeah.
And my YouTube channel under the same name, except there's actually an O instead of a 0 in Phantom. So go check those out for gaming content. I kind of want to start doing a horror Let's Play. I don't know what to play now.
Because you're Resident Evil again.
I never did a Let's Play Resident Evil 7. I kind of want to now, though. Been replaying it. Like Resident Evil 7. Gaming podcast next?
Props.
Sweet.
Alright. Bye, guys.
Bye.